Hi, Alex here, Success Moves Sales. I want to talk to you on this podcast and video program about how to earn over £100,000 a year. And I'm including that people who are new into the sales profession. So there's a whole range of things I'm going to teach you about what you need to know. We're going to start off with things before you even apply for a job and you've started in the job, and that's where a lot of people get it wrong. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen there. Then we're going to look at when you're in the job, what you need to do, what is the best company to work for, the targeted industries you should be in, what sort of contract and basic commission formula people ask me what they should be doing. Now, owning a recruitment company, I know who are the top earners in the sales profession. I know, I don't have to guess at it, I've got the facts. So I'm going to share all this with you. I also know how they did it and what differentiates them. Because in a department of 100 salespeople, big company, there'll be the top 10% and the bottom 10%, all on the same contract, and yet there could be 200 grand a year and 25 grand a year that they're earning difference on the same job. Now, I don't know about you, but I really think the top 10% is where I want to be. So this program and all of the series that comes is for people who are serious, and I mean serious, about earning over, not a wish list for Christmas, serious about earning over £100,000 a year, to really get into six figures and to actually make a good income and hopefully save a bit and be investors and actually build up a capital portfolio as well as a good income, because most of us salespeople tend to blow it when we make the money. So I'm going to give you all the techniques you need from a sales point of view, but before that, where you need to target, who you need to be working for, where the opportunities for big earners are going to be. So if you look at my background, I've actually been in the recruitment and sales training industry for well, 20, 30 years now, and I've really studied a lot. Now, of people, best practice to find out what they have to do that's actually different. What is it that makes them stand out and earn the big bucks? So we're going to look through various things. Now, first of all, I want you to think, long before you even applying for jobs, 99% of people in sales make an abysmal mess, and not even average or below average, abysmal, of their CV. It's admin. Salespeople hate admin. We all know that. We all hate it, so they don't do it well. It's a key marketing product. You've got to have it ready to go. There's other ones like your LinkedIn profile, which we'll come to later, but you've got to have a CV, and it's worth making the time right before you start. So deal with it, and if you're not good at English, find a friend who is really good at English and so forth, and good at the written word to make it good, because have everything working for you. Now, I'll just go over a few key points on the CV, because as a recruiter, they wind me up, and I talk to recruiters all the time that throw CVs in the bin or just delete them on their inbox because they just can't get the information. First information they can't get, the mobile number to contact somebody, right? So make prevalent in the right font, bold it, make it crystal clear that if somebody needs to contact you, they can find that number in less than 1 second, literally less than 1 second, not tiny print, not at the bottom, right at the top. And so many CVs, it's not even on there. I am not going to, no recruiter's going to make the trouble looking for you, no company, if they can't find your contact details. They're just going to go to the next one. So make key things prominent. Now, another few techniques on your CV, right? Only imagine that you're paying £10 for every line on your CV, like advertising space in a media. Yeah, because then ask after every sentence, what will this do to impress the person who's receiving it to give me the interview? Because it's not selling you as much, it's selling you the interview. And if you can't answer that, delete it. So it's got to be, first of all positive words. Phenomenal, enterprising, increasing, succeeding, achieving. Really positive words, and it hypnotizes the person reading it into all these positive things are flying off in their head with the associations of those words. So that's really fantastic, and you've got to keep doing that. Then delete anything negative, like negative, no, not, any negative words, failed, didn't happen, Anything that suggests a negative, get it out of there. You've got to look really positive for sales and get that up. Now, a key part of the CV that people often miss is actually the hobbies and interests. Hobbies and interests I look at all the time. It's often the first thing I look at on the CV. And the hobbies I'm looking for, football, rugby, team sports suggests a team player, but is it someone who plays football or somebody that sits on the couch on a Saturday with 6 cans of lager and a pack of cigarettes? That's not sport in my book. It's somebody who plays sport. Good top 100k earners are fit. They actually play sport. Now, that might be a team, an individual, whatever, but playing sport, gym, karate, competitive stuff, weightlifting, all sorts of things, really so good. And the other thing that's really good with top salespeople on a CV is anything to do with music. So, if they play a guitar, they sing, they really into music, it suggests they've got an ear and a really good tone of ear to pick up buying signals and those little subtle things in conversation that you've got to pick up if you're going to earn over the 100k. We'll be teaching a lot of techniques on this, but I'm saying right now, if you've got it flaunted on your CV, you've really got to get it right. Okay, later on and on a website, I'll be putting a lot more tips on how to get your CV really ready to actually market you into the 6-figure world. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, which holds a lot of people back, particularly in the late teens or early 20s, is their beliefs. Now, if you're 21 and just come out of college, you probably don't believe that you can earn £100,000 in the first year. And then you say it to your dad, your mum, your friend, your school teacher, they probably laugh at you. That doesn't help your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and towards your goal. So first of all, get your beliefs right. There's various ways, and again on the site we help you to actually change your beliefs. Just get lots of evidence of why you can earn 100k. Write a piece of paper and put 10 things down which support that belief. Google it, find reasons why you can do it, and people that have actually done it. It's totally possible. I've actually trained and coached several hundred people in their early 20s to earn over £100,000 a year in their first year in sales. It's not just the odd one, it's lots of them by getting in the right place, doing the right things, and following the guidance I'm going to give you into this podcast video series that I'm actually doing, backed up by blogs on the website. Tons of information, all free for you to actually do. Now, again, before you even start selling, I need you to look at your goal. Now, when you say, and you're listening to this because you want to earn 100k plus a year, is that a wish? Dear Santa, it's coming up to Christmas, can I have £100,000? I say into some of my groups that I talk to, who here wants to earn £100,000 a year plus, and they all put their hands up. But if I said to them, who would eat a bucket of spiders for £100,000, there's not so many hands up. Ridiculous example to make the point that, will you do whatever it takes? Because it's going to be seriously hard work. If hard work and discipline is not you, you might as well turn off this program now, and it's not going to happen, right? You really need to be prepared for hard work because there's no easy, it's not going to come quickly. Although a year, even in the year of the 100,000, you'll probably find half your income is in the last 3 months because you're building up to it. Okay, so on your goals, is that 100k a wish or is it a real hard determined drive? And also, right at this beginning, when you're looking at your goals, I want you to think, if I earn, and when I earn that £100,000 a year, what will I actually spend it on? Why do I want that 100k in the first place? Give some thought to that, because I've noticed we all want more money, but people have very, very different motivations to why and what they want to do with that money. And it's quite important that you actually get a real grip on yourself as to what your goal is. And by the way, all success comes with focus. Focus is in every success book. And people say, yeah, I know that, I'm focused. But actually, focus, what does the word mean? Focus actually means one thing. So when I say your goal's £100,000 a year, that's it. Now, what you spend it on is sub-goals, if you like. I'll let you away with that. But not lots of goals. Because if you have lots of goals, you have this in your head, this in your head, this in your head, that in your head, and you're all blurred and going in lots of different directions, and it doesn't happen. So a focus needs to be really channeled. Andy Murray, I want to win the World Tennis Championships. Famous footballers want to win the World Cup, whatever it is, and that's the only thing they think of. And I've always thought in the World Cup, whoever wants it the most is the people usually who get it. Yeah? So you need to get that goal and you need to get that focus. Now, I mentioned discipline earlier on, and discipline is, it's a real great skill. If you haven't got it, get it. Make a decision to get it. Google how to get disciplined. I'll be sharing some more stuff, but you really got to be disciplined. Now, the key behind discipline is an attitude of never, never, never giving up. That's a quote, by the way, from Winston Churchill. So, you know, it's a goal so great. I mean, Winston Churchill during the war, Nazism overtaking Britain was such a horrific thing to think about. There was never, ever going to give up until we're all dead, you know, to stop that happening. Yeah? That's the attitude you've got to have. This isn't something, you know, if you're going to try your best, forget it. Turn the program off now. Not interested in people who try the best. People who are determined, and whatever failure, rejection, knockbacks that they get, they're going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until they win. So the attitude is, it's not over until I win. That's what it's really all about, discipline. That moves me on to attitude, still long before you even apply for a job. You need to get your attitude right. Now, we recruit a lot of people in Success Move Sales, and we notice we also have to reject a lot of people, and we notice how they react to that rejection. If you can't take rejection, you're not going to get to the 100K a year, because the guy who earns 100K a year, or girl, is actually going to get a lot more rejection than the person who earns 25K. So love rejection, but learn from it. Take it as feedback. Take it as something positive that teaches you what you can do better next time. But however good you get, you're not going to make every call a success. So you've got to learn techniques, and we're going to show them through this program, share them, that actually to deal with rejection. There's some very simple NLP type techniques, and if you don't know NLP, I'll be teaching you that later as well and give you some very powerful advantages in the sales force. So attitude is absolutely key. Now the next one I want to talk to you about before we even still start looking for a job is to talk about learning. You need to have a learning attitude. Now, I don't care if you went out of school with very minimum qualifications. It still needs a learning attitude. But you're learning, quite often I found people like that are very intelligent, but their learning is more practically orientated, which is great. And this internet days of YouTube channels that I'm pushing out give you so much information. You can Google and YouTube the top sales trainers in the world and just watch their videos for free. So one thing I do, and I recommend, is I spend an hour at the first thing every morning just learning, just watching videos, podcasts, whatever, actually learning, yeah? And I've been doing it a long time, and I'm still looking for more, and I'm still learning every single day. You can never get to the end of this. You know, people think, how long does the induction, training take, like it finishes at some point? No, it's something you do yourself forever, whatever the company does. So that learning is about sales skills, which everybody knows. But more importantly, sales skills is communication with the prospect or potential prospect. The more important communication is actually communication with yourself, because it's communication with yourself that keeps your motivation, your drive, your goals, your attitude, your discipline, all the things we talked about, your determination, working for you, keeping it really going forward. So you've got to keep that for the stamina for the long term. You're not here for the short term, you're here for the long term. Don't expect it all to happen quickly. You're building up something quite powerful. 6 figures is not an easy target, but it's doable, but you've got to have stamina to keep that skill. So you need to learn all those communication and sales techniques, books, podcasts, and by the way, email me, message me, LinkedIn message me, whatever, throw to me any questions that you have, and I will get back to you personally as much as I can, and maybe incorporate it on future programs. Okay, now, again, before we start, I need you to think about, am I a face-to-face or a telephone salesperson? This is a big 2 areas in sales, and there are most definitely people who are better on the phone or better feel, face-to-face type selling. Then later on there's, business to business or business to consumer. But at the moment, do you prefer face-to-face? Most people who prefer face-to-face selling are more kinesthetic by nature, more, people who like sport a lot and so forth. They really feel a lot happier meeting someone in person than talking on the phone. The phone people, of course, very auditory. They probably listen to music a lot and their ears are really tuned in, and they want to, be in one place talking to people. advantages and different sectors for each. You know, the phone is great because you can reach a lot more people in a day than in face-to-face, but there's still six-figure opportunities in face-to-face, which I'll come to later. So start giving a bit of thought about that now. I'll go more into that later programs, but I just want to put it into your head. Okay, what's coming up? I'm going to share with you how to access hidden jobs when you know which jobs to find, not just applying to jobs online and so forth, and to know exactly what company you should be in and what deal, as I've said. All of that is coming up. But as I say, send in your questions, and through this program, if you're going to follow me with it together, you know, we're all going to earn that six-figure. Okay, so have an amazing day, be awesome, and really get excited with the stuff that's coming. Love you and leave you.